such ass sheet. Do the back though, I'm an asshole. Now then you make it clap though. Shake that asshole. Cameras on, give you mad bros. That's the ass show. I'ma put you in the asshole. Twerk on that pole. Make it wiggle like a tadpole. Make that cash flow, yeah. These are my confessions, girl. I don't trust famous. Just tell me that the booty fake, girl. I ain't butt shaming. If you pay for it, then the short, girl. It ain't love making. But the you giving me twerk, girl. I got my nuts aching. I'm that fucking nigga if you ask me. Hit fresh like I just was born last week. Girl, drop it low, shake the match, please. Let's go get a room, make it nasty. Alright. You already know that I'm back east. Type of shit that don't drive it in the backseat. With too many questions, don't ask me. Nigga, it's the
Put Dolo on the ones and twos. Put Uriel on the ones and twos. You don't need no other house party. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to go nowhere else and things of that nature. The party is where it's at already. Just put Dolo on the one, put Uriel on the ones and twos. Now let's check this out, because I don't want to exhaust myself too much, because I want to have enough energy so I can finish these individuals' readings and things of that nature, and put myself into a circumstance, finish these records and stuff, and have enough energy for tomorrow and stuff like that, because I ain't quite 100. Really ain't no such thing as 100%, but at the same time, I like to give quotas and quota marks and stuff like that when I know I ain't at a level where I usually be. You know what I'm saying? So that's like half-assing and stuff like that, and I hate to feel like that either. Also, but before we ain't even getting into all that. Fire monkey, sky, moon, and Aquarius energy right now. So you need to know what it's hitting for in the sky, so you can know what energies that you need to be riding, just in case you got miscellaneous alignments and the stars don't align with you. For an example, characteristics. You might got certain chakras, virtues, water cycles within you that's not matching the way the water cycles is creating events that we see in the sky. And then when we see these events, we're supposed to keep track of these things. So you might be unaware of the energies that's going on, per se, Venus and Leo right now. So for the most part, you might not know how to direct your love matters. Or what kind of energy you're supposed to be in to set the stage for, even if a situation was to play out as rejection or opposing, at least that situation is teaching you to adjust or reconstruct what you need to be going for and things of that nature when it comes on to setting the stage for your love matters to be expressed, for things to be in a circumstance where you could be in this kind of movie. Hopefully ain't romance version, it could be your own kind of version though. You know what I'm saying? You could roam around and be a lost Roman retard and in that, and be lost in love, but at least it'd be more catered to stuff that like-minded individuals like to do, and not you having to fight for some shadow government type circumstance where a lot of your mind going towards securing another person's eggshells that they put around you to walk on, because you might not got the sufficient energies of the shadow government and the survival tactics that they put us in. So you'll be fighting two different things, and you probably won't even be fighting for love. So for the most part, you have to be careful in this thing. But at the same time, that's when it gets into the Venus getting into Leo. And I always tell y'all, every time there's an energy in Leo, that's when things hit the fan. They gave me this in the hospital for my leg. You know what I'm saying? My whole left side of my body be weak. You know what I'm saying? I spilled a little coffee. But yeah. You know what I'm saying? Oh shit. Combing my hair too. But yeah, they put the little strappity thingy on my little leg, my left side of my body and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't get too flunked out and stuff like that, because a lot of times if I'm putting too much energy on my left side of my body and stuff like that, then it exhausts me also. I get fatigued like a mug. You know what I'm saying? So I can't be really like lifting too much goddamn shit. Stuff. and all kind of extracurricular stuff. Nobody needs to really understand. Other than that, though, yay. So, yeah, but we in a circumstance right now where you need to know that when we start to talk about Leo and stuff. As a matter of fact, let me put that on the layer right now. When we start to talk about Leo, right? Leo is hitting the fan. So anytime there's an energy that hit the fan, that lets you know right there there's gonna be a whole bunch of stuff that you might not even like if you've been planting bad seeds. So anything that's been hidden, anything eighth house like, anything second house like, anything 11th house like that you've been planting bad seeds in is gonna put you into a situation of being thrown. You know what I'm saying? Because it's going to hit the fan. And then once something hit the fan or whatever like that, something dealing with your associations or something like that can make you feel embarrassed. Something dealing with your values or whatever like that could start to look like it's self-sabotaging energies, which would be the second house. The association would be the 11th house. And something dealing with and something dealing with something that's hidden behind closed doors, or a deep desire or passion that you've been clinging on that you may not be sure if it's the right thing or not, that end up putting you into a situation of letting you know that that's something that needs to be transformed, and that's the wrong desire and passion that you need to be clinging on. So you need to keep that in mind also. And then when it hits the fan, it's going to hit the stage in the fifth house, and it's going to be something that you have to express, something you have to pay attention to, something others paying attention to from you in some way, shape, or form. And it can be put in a concept of fun and enjoyment, or being highly embarrassed because you don't like the way that movie is directed and things of that nature. So you got to keep that in mind too when we start to talk about as far as stuff hitting the fan anytime Leo is in hold on, I'm trying to go to my notes so I can get to my planets. Even though we ain't 12 minutes in yet though, but I started off a little bit. But yay. So keep that in mind too when we start to talk about anytime a planet is in Leo. So if you got a sign in Leo, wherever that sign is at in Leo, that's going to be the energy of when stuff hit the fan, when you don't know how to calm those energies down. So when you get too fixated in that energy, something got to hit the fan to either be cardinal or mutable, because the fixed fire sometimes creates a situation where no one wants to be at that campfire, and it plays out internally through your Leo energies as something you dealing with your own nations, your own thoughts and feelings. And a lot of times you could get stuck in something and perceive something a certain way, and it's not even that way externally, to the point that if you wanted to be that way, you would even not care to receive even negative attention, and then say something like all publicity is good at publicity, or some stupid stuff like that. So you have to be careful of that also, that you don't put yourself in that kind of energy. Now, when we start to talk about Aquarius itself, this opposed Leo. So there's going to be a big versus in the sky when it comes to the moon and Pluto, Mercury, Uranus, Mercury, Uranus, and Jupiter, and Venus and Mars. So there's like a big versus wrestling match going on. So, the moon and Pluto, Aquarius, Mercury, Uranus, and Jupiter, Taurus, and we have Venus and Mars, Leo. So they're having like a three-way, like death match type thing going on, right? But at the same time, it's in a situation where my lips peeling. It's in a situation where Taurus might win, because Taurus got more of the conjunction. So Taurus got the North Node energy adding to it. It got Uranus. It got Jupiter. It also got Mercury and things. So all that energy in Taurus is making that side win. They got more participants. So Venus is at an early degree of Leo. You know what I'm saying? So it's only competing with early Jupiter. But based upon Jupiter not even being in the race, but it's still in Taurus also, it makes a conjunction, not a conjunction, but a stellium in Taurus. Even though that they vary at different degrees, it makes a stellium. So they also got the crowd. You got to look at it like Mercury, may take the lead role. Mercury, Uranus, they may take the lead role, but they're getting backed and supported by people in the audience, like Jupiter, the North Node, and stuff like that, because they're not fully in to like the second decan, the chakra of Taurus and stuff like that. But at the same time, they're still participating on the side of Taurus. So you might be more predicated into thinking about reality, structure, organizing your money, material, maternal, other than the purposes around it that can actually materialize these things. So that can get you confused too. So you have to be careful that you don't wrap up spirituality into what a person have accumulated and what you have not accumulated, because you will be putting yourself down a line of reasoning and train of thought of downing yourself based upon what you may lack that don't have anything to do with spirituality, or you putting yourself into a perspective that you could obtain an ability to start getting these materials and maternal circumstances. So you have to peep game in that area also. And with the stellium and Taurus, it could blind a lot of us in that area. Now, with Moon being in Aquarius, we're reacting and responding to our associations of what we are associated with. Now, when it comes to fixed air and all the fixed signs, they're so rooted in that element. How they even participate with that element isn't always necessarily external. So even when we get into Aquarius right now, this is fixed air. So how they even deal with that element is not always external. So when we got the moon, especially when it comes into the moon in Aquarius, so this is more of dealing with what we are associating with as far as our emotions, our thoughts. What kind of thoughts and emotions are you associating yourself with? What thoughts and emotions you need to isolate from, detach from, ghost from, and stuff like that. Because these during these times, especially with Aquarius, with the moon being in Aquarius, is showing us that these are the things that accumulate as actual physical events for us to even be around people that we like and people that frustrate us and smother us and things of that nature. So right now, we might even manifest physical versions of isolation and ghosting and things of that nature, because the moon in Aquarius is focusing us on, are we even associated with the right thoughts and feelings? So even if we are around trustworthy people and things of that nature, we still may feel the necessary need to take a little space alone in some way, shape, or form to see if we even in the right mind state dealing with individuals and stuff like that, based upon coming to conclusions if our outcomes in our current life is playing out in a way that we wanted to play it out. And by the moon being in Aquarius, it's making us suggest that we need to come to conclusions. The reason that they're playing out good or bad is because of what mental state that we are in. So that's what kind of goes into isolation. See, when it comes into the sun, this is something that we actually show. When it comes into the moon, sometimes it's hidden. So it even plays out like that when we get into actual Aquarius signs. Aquarius sun sign will ghost an individual faster than an Aquarius moon sign. Aquarius moon sign sometimes will ghost their own individual thought and feelings. And sometimes they will sacrifice that and fulfill it with someone else that they care about thoughts and feelings, and sometimes become a mental slave to a family member or a friend or an associate or a coworker. And when they refute, sometimes when they don't want to do something for the sake of caring for that individual, they'll still take that person to work. But beyond that and things of that nature, sometimes the Aquarius sun, depending on the moon, will show the actions of ghosting from an external point of view in some way, shape, or form. So keep that in mind also. But with just the moon here in general, this is what we're all reacting and responding to see if we are connected with the right thoughts and feelings, or there's certain ones that we need to isolate from or not. Now, when we start to talk about sun in Gemini, moon in Aquarius, the sun is always trying to do with the moon where the moon is at. So the moon is like the mother, you know what I'm saying? It makes the home. It cleans the home up and things of that nature. But in order for the home to be built and sufficient and things of that nature, the sun got to go out and pay the bills, or, represent like the man. So right now, this is a trine. They on even grounds, you know what I'm saying? Where the mother may be a little fixated right now and stubborn or consistent. And the man is a little changeable right now. He's adjustable. He's willing to, elaborate on the ideas of the mother that's putting herself in a stubborn or consistent energy. And the man is willing to add on or adjust it, or, add ideas or communicate in some way, shape, or form. So there's a good communication flow when it comes into our actions and our reactions. And depending on you having a sun, moon, or ascendant, and maybe fire or an immutable sign, it could put you in a debilitated state during this particular time, because of the moon is fixed. And the moon is what the sun is trying to do. And since they're on even grounds, same element, it's just going to make some fixed energy look a little bit more acceptable in a mutable way and stuff like that. So that's going to cater more towards air mutable, and all the other mutable signs may be at fault a little bit gaining access to that energy. So you might experience minor blockages during this particular time. Also being either uh, either a Leo Aries, or a Sagittarius, or a Sagittarius Pisces Virgo, or yeah, Sagittarius, Pisces, or Virgo. But Gemini's, the ball is in your court. But if you go too far with the energy, then all this tit for tat or gift for gab, or talking somebody socks off in the middle of wintertime in some way, shape, or form, you will reap what you sow if you think that you're getting over at the moment and not knowing when you're going too far and when to sacrifice a little bit of those energies. Now, also we got Sun squaring Neptune in Pisces. So, like I said, we're gonna have to learn how to decipher between some delusion that we're in, some dream, some imagination that we're in, and we're gonna have to learn how to act on that, and so it don't be as seen that we're still in that delusion. We seen that we're doing something that we care about. We seen that we're changing. We're seeing that we're getting out of certain circumstances. We're seen as becoming this new individual, not just talking it and things of that nature. So you want to make sure that you take that little learning process and decipher between what's a delusion and what's actuality. You know what I'm saying? Because I have this in my chart, period. Not in the same signs, but I have Sun squaring Neptune, and that's something that I can see that we all experiencing right now, that I experienced my whole life, having to decipher between what you are and the delusion that's around you. And you could get put into a delusion real fast based upon your environment, your surrounding, people's interactions and stuff like that, and even what you believe for yourself and stuff like that. And you're only going to be able to make sense when you learn how to decipher the two. When you don't know how to decipher the two, you out here in la la land in some way, shape, or form, and it'll be inevitable based upon the reactions and response you get from the world. You know what I'm saying? So for the most part, that's Sun square Neptune. You learn how to decipher between if you're in a delusion or not and start to act on it. You know what I'm saying? It's one thing to say that you in a delusion. It's another thing to actually start doing something about it. Then you have Sun squaring Neptune. Well, I said that. Sun sextile Mars and Leo. So with Sun sextile and Mars and Leo, this is opportunities for us to start to communicate to speed up the process when it comes into our passions and our motivations and the things we try to set the stage for. And as far as an event to be expressed, when it comes to our feelings, when it comes into creativity, what we trying to express, right? Or when we're just trying to get attention in some way, shape, or form. We're going to have better ways to come up with ideas to communicate about this. Because, you know, especially if you're an introvert, this is going to be a good time for you, because all introverts got people to talk to, but you actually going to have individuals around you to actually feel comfortable to talk about things that you wouldn't normally talk about, things that you would just normally keep to yourself, because you still be in that little deciphering mode if something still makes sense or not. So, you know what I'm saying? Right now, if you're an introvert, this is going to be a good time for you, because you're going to find little stargate openings that you could be able to open your mouth and explain some things and finally get, you know, some help that you probably ain't know that you had around you. Now getting to also moon conjunct Pluto in Aquarius. So right now we have to emotionally change what we are associated with anyway, from internal and external. So if you're not showing anything in your environment within the universe or things of that nature of you trying to change, then you will suffer during this particular time. And you will suffer during this time more than ever because the moon is there. So it's going to create fast events. It's going to create fast circumstances and stuff like that. And I appreciate it if y'all hit the like button. You know what I'm saying? Real stuff. Hit the like button. But other than that, you know what I'm saying, with Pluto, moon conjuncting Pluto, you're forced to change or transform, or you're forced to take power and control over what you have been associating yourself with to a certain degree, whether that's mentally, whether that's physically, whether that's what you watch, whether that's what you do, whether that's where you work at, or how you do things at that job or whatever like that. That's going to be the main thing that you're going to be focused on during this particular time. And if you're not trying to readjust how you associate yourself emotionally and who you willing to express that you're going to connect with and things of that nature or disconnect with, then you're just going to be putting blood on your hands. Because when that time comes that you actually want to do something, you're not going to have the seeds there that's planted to have that ass fruit to actually do these things. You're going to be in some type of situation where you're playing catch up again. You'd have missed 5, 3, 4 shifts and things of that nature. And then you might have to be a vampire, aka force individuals that's not even really into what you into to support you in some way. And now you got to do like manipulation, wizardry, whether male or female, witchcraft. You have to find a way to put that person in fear or put them people or family members in fear. So or guilt trips. You know what I'm saying? And that's the only way, by a person feeling sorry for you, that'll be the only way you can get that person that's not into what you're into to support what you're doing and things of that nature. And a lot of y'all do that to the first people that y'all see, which is y'all family. And y'all shouldn't do that a lot of times, because a lot of times y'all blood family ain't y'all soul group anyway. So like putting all that pressure on an individual whose mind state somewhere else, building another soul group's world in some way, shape, or form, that's what make them feel comfortable. It don't really matter what you do. So you'll be building a whole bunch of resentment and stuff like that in areas you don't even necessarily have to, just due to the fact of putting weird fart cloud peer pressures on individuals that the shadow government made you think supposed to care about you in that area. But that area, you on your own. You're really on your own in all areas. But since we care for each other and y'all humanity, every now and then we just pick things that to justify, okay, that's a good thing worth caring about and stuff like that. But there's a lot of things that a lot of humans that got so spoiled, you'll force another human to care about something you were supposed to really take care of yourself mentally and physically. And from a God global perspective, it really be petty stuff too. It really don't even be nothing that deep that you should even ever put yourself in a situation to you needed assistance on that. You shouldn't even know. You should have told yourself, don't come outside until you understand that about your mind or something like that. Like, that's how God be looking at it. You know what I'm saying? So, like, sometimes y'all just be getting real flunked out in buttercream land world. But at the same time, that's why we all here. Each one teach one. Now, we also got Moon square Mercury and Jupiter, because after the conjunction, you need to know that you need to transform your way of associating and stuff like that. Because once Pluto go back direct to, it's like if you're not even transforming how you associate yourself now, and it's like you about to be playing catch up with Pluto. Don't nobody want to be playing catch up with Pluto. That water cycle is like way far. So like when it's around us, so you know how slow it move. The satellite that they threw up there to track it tell you the time how slow that cycle move. You in a cycle that move 24 hours a year. So you going day by day thinking that ain't nothing happening and you could just slip and fall and not do things and not get up out of these transformations that you need to actually take power and control over, not knowing that you're actually making karmic debt and planting bad seeds in water cycles that may not be created as physical events yet in your 24-hour atmosphere cycle. Then you get distracted by the atmosphere next to us and the satellite that they put there to track it. So we know that atmosphere is a little faster. So you get distracted by your mind, Mercury. You get distracted by the things you love and pleasure, Venus. You get distracted by Mars, your passions, desires. You get distracted by what you're experiencing throughout it all to learn, Jupiter. You get then how you see reality throughout it. You get distracted by Saturn and stuff. And then by the time you get to Uranus and Neptune and Pluto, you don't even know what's going on. You already indoctrinated by the cartoons and the way that the shadow government created these things to make us interact with money and stuff like that and how to get jobs. And then before you know it, your whole life, you really frustrated because you wasn't understanding. You was distracted by the many layers before those layers. And Pluto is one of the main layers that you need to be transforming and things of that nature. But you'll get distracted in something that's closer as a water cycle, like Venus or something like that. And these be things that monetary gain shortcut that'll last for 3 months, 6 months. And then, but those 3 months and 6 months of you quote unquote playing good seeds in Venus, you playing bad seeds in Pluto. And now when Venus is fulfilled, aka going to a new transit, now you want to get fulfilled somewhere else, you start to realize that whatever you was asking for, you got to be careful what you ask for, because it's no longer what you thought it was once you got it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, always don't get distracted. That's another concept, what it means to be washed up under the current. You know what I'm saying? Just chalk it up like that, because religions be giving one cycle more power than the other. So when it comes to hate, love, thinking, no, that's all that. Use everything like a Lassie, Red Rover. You know what I'm saying? Use everything like that, like a pet. Because for the most part, you understand you're not distracted. So look at it like this to make it simple. Solar plexus, your sun sign. That's you getting distracted in your individuality if you go too far. Don't let your solar plexus get exalted like Christ to your first house, your head. Then when you let yourself go to your head, you don't see nothing but you and the way you want things to go. And let somebody oppose that, even if it's something petty. Now you a narc, egotistical. Calm that fire back, that solar plexus back down. But like I said, boom, look at the moon like your emotion state. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes you can get distracted too much about your feelings and emotions. Look at Mercury like your thought process. So you can get too distracted by your thought process. Look at Venus like your love language. And the sign is in, and the house is in. That's the area of life to play out. Ooh. Got buds on my lip. You could get too distracted. You could get too distracted by things that pleasure you. Love and appreciation and value and relatability and compromising and things of that nature, right? To the point that you might be distracted too much with compromising, and you think compromising is the right thing to do, especially if you got Venus in the 2nd or the 7th or the 12th house, and therefore too much compromising could lead you into getting the wrong end of the stick a lot of times in your life, right? You could be distracted by Mars, your passions, motivations, desires. You could be too distracted by Jupiter, how you want to learn. If something is playing out in your life as an experience, that's still a learning process, but based upon your specific Jupiter sign and the house is in, it might be a situation you're going through that's not that element. So it's not playing out in that event. You might got Jupiter in fire. So if it's not something that you can experience or something that you can see rapid, it might be hard for you to learn from it. You might be going through a situation that's very dry at the moment, very slow, patience needed. You too busy thinking about patience and you needing to do something at the moment instead of learning from the situation and being observant. See, because you might got Jupiter in fire and you might be going through a situation that you're learning as an experience, a Jupiter-like situation, but it may be the earth element that's playing out at the moment. So you won't be able to know what to learn in that situation. You're distracted. Saturn, you can get distracted in how you see reality, material, maternal, your status, or what you think your status is based upon what Walt Disney wanted you to believe to look like some type of sufficient fake Mason, Jew, or Jesuit here in some way, shape, or form. And then you can get distracted in that. Then when we get to the main goal, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto, that's where you will fail the race. So when it comes to you changing your life, rebelling against old and outdated things so you can substantiate your individuality, you don't never do that all the way to your deathbed. And that's why you die with resentment and a frown instead of a smile on your face. Neptune, all the cartoons and the movies that they made off of it. You never got a chance to be in on these things because your imagination was distracted when they filtered it through Saturn and through the sun sign. So you got lost in all those things and never participated in the creating those things. So this is another reason you gonna die with resentment and you lose the race again with no Walt Disney money and things of that nature. Or just being able to be a person like somebody's grandparent or something like that, and your wisdom is the most beautiful thing in the world that your grandkid make the best-selling book when they get older or something like that. Then Pluto, you didn't transform or take the right power and control over in your life to be the example for your family and others to be like, we could go about things this way. That's another way you die with resentment and regret and broke or didn't take care of your family the way you did it because your life wasn't transformed. You died in that you really didn't want to be in, but you just quote unquote chalked it up to life. And a lot of people feel like this even when they die or get ready to die when they're in a nursing home. So for the most part, y'all need to understand the end results. And when you understand the end results, you won't get distracted in all the layers before it. You will use all the layers before it as a tool to do what the shadow government is doing. See what I'm saying? and you will be ahead, whether you experiencing blockages or not, and things of that nature. The blockages means nothing. That just acceptance by the agents of the world, 98% of the world that's lost up under the indoctrination concept of how the Jews want the morality to go with if you're going to participate in their business, entertainment, education, religion, and politics. That ain't got nothing to do with God, and God doing some type of trick to still infiltrate their stuff and you be able to still maintain it, and you just go ahead in the woods and you still be able to die smiling in some way, shape, or form. Your life ain't got nothing to do with how they're creating their world. Just like you're in the world, not of it. And that's how God needs you to be. You know what I'm saying? So what becomes a goal is not the weird fart cloud peer pressure. What becomes a goal to you is what you can accomplish and your ability and you actually doing it to the maximum level you can do it, regardless of the expectation from the external world. Because a lot of people feed off every other spirit that's in a body doing the same thing as them. And they chalk that up to thinking that this is what it means for them to be successful. That's all Jewish narcissism in ways that y'all don't understand because y'all so comfortable with the concept. But if you could find something that you could reach a goal that ain't got nothing to do with no other human and just you doing it yourself, make you feel good, and you upset anytime you're around a person, place, or thing that block you from doing that, now you're doing something for God. Thank you so much for the donation, Julius Payne. I appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. For an example, I'm not putting no pressure. I can give a damn about what another human think when it comes to me. In my mind, I am the best rapper alive already. Now, all I had to do was put in my work. It ain't about me just thinking that in a figment of my imagination. It's bringing the as above, so below. Yeah, I can think that all day. How much am I going to do it down here without expecting the external world to make me feel like I'm on the right path of doing it or not? Off the back, it don't. Once humanity don't matter or the Jewish concepts don't matter, this is just a relationship with me and God. So I'm able to smile before I die because of my ability and what I chose to accomplish. It ain't had nothing to do with no other human. See what I'm saying? So in that way, it don't matter if I'm successful to the world's eyes or not. I'm successful to God. I successfully died. See what I'm saying? This is how a poor man even supposed to die. Because they ain't supposed to die thinking that, oh, I didn't never make no money. They supposed to put themselves into a circumstance where they like what's meant to be is meant to be. And if this is my circumstance, let me find what's happy here. And those ain't even things I'm even trying to fight. So that's like the universe. It's like when you trying to do things in the universe don't mess with you. Especially if you ain't doing things like the shadow government. Because they got the United Game sold up. So for the most part, you got to change something. And you got to not care about what's making you care about whatever that thing is in the universe to make you feel like why you don't got it. And when you just change your whole perspective to not even care about that in the first place, you don't care to have it. See what I'm saying? So you're carving something else out in the universe. And you could be a person that's next to a person with $1 million and you a bum at the bus station. It'll be something that they see inside of you that they wish they had. They'll just be looking at it. They won't know what it is. But you got something, a little spark inside of you of enjoyment or self-acceptance or something like that, that they wouldn't know what to call it. But they don't got it, even if they got $1 million. You know what I'm saying? They'd be like, how this person could just sit here and smile, be at this bus station every day and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like real stuff. I wouldn't know what to do without my colleagues. Or some dumb stuff like that. But at the same time, y'all that's the energies once you understand the filtering systems and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So how you see your sun through Saturn and see the sky sun through Saturn when we're going through the transits and stuff like that. And then you like make a little magic pot on how you gonna utilize that towards Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. You know what I'm saying? Pluto is how you become unique, original, and become your individual self. So for something to be unique, original, and individual, it has to change, rebel, and oppose against something. If you plant bad seeds with the wrong crowd and things of that nature, you're going to be changing, rebelling, and opposing against things that's non-useful, unproductive, things that just make you look like you being rebellious just for the sake of being rebellious. You're not even intelligent. So your sake of being that individual or unique is not even unique. It's almost negative. So you have to be careful of that. So that's the challenge with Uranus. Neptune is how much you can make correspondences with your dreams and imaginations, and make it make sense down here. And how you do that is using objects down here from the periodic table. So that'll be what? Making cartoons, comic books, music, acting, actresses, new facial expressions, and things of that nature. Things that cater to bringing new creative attributes from the internal down here into this world. I mean, out here into this world. And then Pluto is going to be how much you transformed yourself and took power and control over your circumstance. You know what I'm saying? So whatever signs those in, that's going to be the kind of main objective in some way, shape, or form. You know what I'm saying? So with Uranus being in Taurus, you need to be becoming a unique, original individual when it comes to stability, security, support, safety, and shelter, and things that's dealing with even money and material and maternal. And you need to be changing, rebelling, and opposing against old and outdated ways. Now, who do you see that old and outdated ways of doing these things? Who do you see doing that the most right now, just on a more broader scale, but they're in the same shoes as you? Shadow government. Or you wouldn't be seeing things like Bitcoin or new structures or the way that they was doing computer schooling and stuff like that, and closing the mom and pop stores and stuff. You wouldn't be seeing all that. All right, now when we talk about Neptune and Pisces right now, so with your dreams, imagination, and your fantasies and creativity need to be catered towards right now. Things dealing with religion, spirituality, mutable emotions, aka the ability to separate from the empath or the psychopath of directions from the spirituality and the directions there and stuff like that. Psychopath is you not knowing how to decipher between your thoughts and feelings and the environment and the people, places, and the things involved in the environment, thoughts, and feelings. Being an empath, you knowing how to be a spiritual sensei, sensitive to the senses. You knowing how to decipher between your thoughts and feelings and the environment and the people, places, and things within the environment, thoughts, and feelings, and stuff like that. Therefore, you're not claiming the reason you need to do something is because a weird vibe from another person that could be clearly coming from your bias and your indoctrination and your upbringing, and which you only know how people think or feel. But there's multitudes of peoples and upbringings and thought forms and what make people tick and what make people act the way they act in the world. There's many millions of different ways, and your little small world upbringing and introvert and psychopath thinking you an empath watching 1,000 YouTube videos ain't gonna make the difference. You know what I'm saying? The few cartoon movies you watch that Lassie and Dorothy and the Seven Dwarfs and stuff like that taught you the way a person react might not be when you go to the club and that person is acting that similar way. It might not come from the same starting point and things of that nature. But here you go saying I felt a certain way, and you probably online right now teaching what movie it relates to. That's how deep the Masons got y'all flunked out. But at the same time, when you get spiritually ascended and things of that nature, you don't get lost into the Jack mixies. You know what I'm saying? And the Jiffy mix and the cornbread and stuff like that. And what about my frog energies and stuff? You'll be in having the right perspective and know how to go about things, even when they want to use things that almost cater to what you think is right. You'll still be able to see the little bias in it that any human throw in there that's trying to make a commercial about it in a movie, a television show, and stuff like that, and be able to cherry pick just right. You know what I'm saying? Take the good cherry and leave the cherry with the ant on it. You know what I'm saying? Now also, we got so Pluto is based upon the outcome of transforming and taking power and control over things. It just left Capricorn. You were supposed to be taking power and control over your status. What did we see everybody doing? Getting online, creating a status. Okay? So for the most part, when it's getting into Aquarius right now, what do you need to do in Pluto? Transform your status and make it a part of like-minded statuses. Associate yourself with like-minded statuses. If you don't know how to take power, control, and transform that, you're a narc. It's even worse if you're a passive-aggressive introvert narc, because you're going to start to play victim this time of the year and stuff like that for the next 10, 15 years. Because you're going to be blaming others you claim could put you in a position or make you think better, and you're going to be blaming them for you not doing something you're supposed to do yourself. And what is the point of being into spirituality, even listening to people like me, if you not going to get off your butt yourself and do it? See what I'm saying? Now, getting into Moon, we got Moon square and Mercury and Taurus. So this is gonna be learning how to react and respond to new ideas or communicating to things that lead into money, support, security, safety, or shelter. You can't be playing around right now. Everything ain't about money, but it's about security. Money develops out of security. Any this look always supposed to look for energies. When you act out an energy, right? You look like that energy. And when you look the part, that energy that manifested in the physical form gets attracted to you. You know what I'm saying? So that's what people fail to realize also, and things of that nature. If you want to make money, you gotta be money, and things of that nature. So all you gotta do is understand, okay, how did they make money physically? They made it off trees, right? So how do a tree grow? It takes a while for a tree to grow. So that's you having patience on something, right? Then a tree stands still. That's you standing still on a certain goal, not be scattered minded, right? Then it takes growth, right? What is growth? Adding water to it, adding things. So not moving from one place to another. Like if something ain't broke, don't fix. Stay in one place and add on to it. Like if you got a used car, but you go put in XM radio. Now you're updating your new 78 Delta or something like that. Now you got a good old car. You could probably sell more than because it's like antique or something like that. But for the most part, boom. Now, when it comes into money itself, right? Money is attractive based upon the necessity of a need. So you want to make sure whatever you're focusing on, that tree is a need. You know what I'm saying? So for the most part, whatever thing in the world is needed, whatever you're growing, you want to make sure the fruits is something that's needed in some way, shape, or form. And therefore, that's how you attract money in some way. Other than that, you just going to be a shaky person. So you might be a person who's interested in the money. You're excited about money, but every time you're around the energy or around others that could put you in that position, you show shaky energies that you don't think you show. You show 1 foot in, 1 foot out energies that you don't think you show. You show expectation energies, and I'm only going to participate unless I get this money out of it energies that you don't know you show. And anytime a spirit pilot senses tingle, it plays out as untrustworthy without even caring to why they don't trust you. And then a person won't even put you in those situations. It'd be hard for you to even get hired. You'll probably go to a McDonald's, open all day interviews and stuff like that, and still don't even get hired at McDonald's because you came there with like some type of frustration. You know what I'm saying? So you got to keep that in mind too. So think about it like this too. You gotta, when you pray, you don't pray for actual things. You pray for the actual energy, right? You don't even supposed to pray, but you're supposed to be in the actual energy already. And then therefore, that once you put your spirit in that space, that energy could be manifested, you'll start accumulating the physical forms of it and the mental forms of how to go about it, the abilities of it. So here's the thing, y'all don't be understanding. Sometimes people who need money, they be manifesting more need. So they be stressed out when they be like, oh, I got to get this money. And they just lead into doing even more dumber things and not even getting no money. But you're not in the space of money. You got to think about it like, think about people who got money, or think about if you already had money. You will feel a certain way. You will feel like security. You will feel like you safe at the moment. Or like, you see what I'm saying? Like, these are different feelings when you got money already. So even if you don't got no money, you can't be in the energy of, oh, I ain't got this and stuff and I got to get this money and stuff like that. Money gonna run from you. Because people with money don't be in that energy, and money itself wasn't made in that energy. So you walking around in that energy is actually going to make money run from you. So you got to be in a space, even if you don't got no money, like that energy that whoever made money and then people who got money be in and stuff like that. So once you feel that way, you will do something and develop an ability to manifest the actual money. Even if you're a musician, you will make a song or something like that, and it'll make you money. You know what I'm saying? So it go two ways. You'll have two people who go into the studio. They both sign. One dude like, man, I got to make this hit record because I got to take care of my family. The other dude might feel the same way, or the other female might feel the same way, but what's more on a percentage scale of energy that they put in with their mind is just loving being at the studio. So that's more important than even really making money to a certain degree. They like, man, I just love being at the studio. You know what I'm saying? I just appreciate this opportunity. Then you got the other person stressed out. Oh, I gotta get to the studio because I gotta make this dollar. Man, that person will probably start taking advantage of the studio in a weird way that it still won't manifest and stuff. Might gotta rob other rappers and stuff, like, and get shot in the face like Homegirl and stuff. You know what I'm saying? All kind of stuff. Then the person who just appreciated the opportunity to go to the studio and went through those days and nights that they ain't get no money either and stuff like that, I bet you God give them the ability to make that hit song faster than the person who was going stressed out all the time and stuff. Person who going stressed out all the time probably wouldn't even be able to come up with nothing after a while. They'll probably just be sitting around, oh, somebody go get some more liquor. Oh, go get some more weed. Oh, like that's about to help you. You know what I'm saying? The people who actually got a mind still got to structure it. They might just give you false credit or something like that because you probably a homie or something like that. That's probably it. You know, sometimes you got to make the homies feel good and the homegirls feel good. They don't be shit, really. We got to make them feel good, though, because I'm saying give them some credit because they ain't got nothing else. In your mind, you be like, yeah, I know they mama ain't gonna give them this kind of energy. They, you know what I'm saying, they siblings ain't gonna give them this kind of energy. You know what I'm saying? So the God working through me to give them this energy right now. You know what I'm saying? Anytime they start stepping any further than that, though, you might got to check a bitch. But it still is just be those type of energies, though. It be like that sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta warm a human's heart, make them feel greater than they actually are, because they ain't gonna feel that nowhere else. And God gave you that ability. So sometimes it's good to do that. Especially and people come into your life for a reason. And just weird smack monkeys just come out of nowhere, though. Every now and then, though, and step over their boundaries. They get wet. They start thinking to themselves, like, I'm really this. I'm really that. Oh, sad. They start thinking they better than you and stuff like that. Before you know it, you got all the whole homies infiltrated your whole system. Oh, I'm saying now the homie is the main person on the cover of Vibe magazine. You didn't put in all the work, engineering buttons and everything instead of homegirl homie on front of Vibe magazine talking down on you too like you ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? But without your brain, with nothing to be constructed, nothing and stuff. So it's over for that too, though. But y'all gotta be careful with these energies too. It's a lot of weird things going on in the world, though. But it's always good every now and then when you know people who come from broken, traumatic homes and stuff like that. Make a human heart feel warm a little bit if God give you the ability. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? You just know don't let them go too far though after a while. Don't let them go too far after a while. You know what I'm saying? Real stuff. They wouldn't know nothing about no iron and no iron board before they was taking their jawline to iron increase all the celebrity clothes and stuff like that. They knew about the iron board from you though. Don't you know what I'm saying? It's good to let their warm heart melt and stuff like that. Yeah, like this is your position and stuff like. But the moment they start getting a lot of people creasing clothes with their iron board jawline and stuff like that, now talking down on you, and then every now and then you got to check it. Got to check it. You know what I'm saying? Every now and then you got to check it. You know, be like, wait a minute. You was just a homie. You was the whole girl. You wouldn't know nothing about you know what I'm saying? You wouldn't even know nothing about the iron plate behind the neck jawline. Oh, you wouldn't know nothing about all that. To be getting all these deals and contracts and stuff like that and then learn all that now. Don't go start smelling your own bridges now. You know what I'm saying? Now, sometimes I be seeing sometimes that's where these celebrities be failing at. They be warming too many people's hearts. Man, that's because your uncle was around you or he just got out of jail. Don't make him think that he wasn't in jail the past 20 years, though, just because, like, he got out of jail last week and you made him feel like he about to be the next rap star and stuff. Like, I said, nah, every now and then, we let him know, like, do you remember you was just in jail last 20 years? I said, real, every now and then, I'm telling y'all, because y'all get backstabbed real quick. Y'all don't really be thinking of life. Life will trick you real fast. Life will trick you real fast. You'll be thinking you all trustworthy and all warm chocolate milk and brownies and cookies that evening night before Christmas and eggnog and stuff, and then turn around and then you ain't got no more eggnog and cookies left. And now you got to really believe Santa Claus come down chimneys and stuff. Nah, is your still flunked out thief and family? I'm saying real stuff, but you was all heartwarming and welcoming to these friends, associates, and these co-workers in your life, and then you see what happened? You know what I'm saying? It's a dog-eat-dog world. That's all you need to know. You just get your mind together. Just get your mind together. You'll be okay. You know what I'm saying? But look, check this out. We also got Moon square Jupiter in Taurus. So, like I said, we're gonna have to learn how to react and respond to our experiences. And if anything we don't know, we might gotta open our mouth and communicate. And talk now with the air energy, we can't be going into communication too much with too much like fire and water energy. Like you over analyzing before you try to jump in, like you get all these feelings and stuff. Now you doing something before thinking, but you thought you was thinking, but you was in your feelings. Then you can't be extremely air and earth either, but air is kind of needed. You just dive into things. Don't be like trying to like add too many flunkery water cycles or fire clouds and stuff like that before you dive into something. Just dive in the air. Air is clear. Air got to go into a situation to know that it's in some toxic doo doo mud, or it's in an ocean somewhere it don't belong, so it start creating hurricanes and stuff, or it's in an air pocket it don't belong, so it start creating tornadoes or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Or it's in a fire pocket that don't belong, so it start extinguishing things, and you know what I'm saying, or it's in like an earth pocket that don't belong, so it start cleaning everything up that was dirty and all the crevices in the corner. So you gotta be like that with the air element. You just gotta dive in. You can't be thinking. You can't be bringing in the dirt from the crevices, the earth element. You can't be bringing in all the fire fart clouds and stuff like that, the fire element. You know, so you can be bringing that in. You can't be bringing in all the extreme water from the pool. You still wet. Go dry off a little bit and stay. You know what I'm saying? Can't be, bro, that's water. Can't be bringing in all that. You're going to bring, like, make weathering systems and stuff and create confusion with yourself and others in unbalanced scenarios. Just come in clear. You know what I'm saying? Then let the situation develop to show you what elements is there. You'll start the air accumulated. Fire give air color. You know what I'm saying? Water give air oxygen. You know, I mean hydrogen. You know what I'm saying? And earth give air dust and smugginess and stuff like that. And it's like it's muggy. You know what I'm saying? It can smother you and stuff like that. So you'll know once you jump into a situation, you'll be able to think and pull out what's going on at the moment. If there's too much color being added to the air, you know that this conversation get ready to get spicy. Fire. If there's too much emotions thrown into the air, you know this conversation might create a hurricane. Too much confusion because somebody in their feelings and emotions about something. You know what I'm saying? If you know it's getting too dusty and stuff like that, and you can't really breathe, and this air blowing around with dust particles and ashes in it, a whole bunch of bullshit talk. You know what I'm saying? And you know somebody trying to rock you to sleep to get something out of you. It just sound like air, but it's earth in it and stuff like that. It's something they're trying to talk something out your pocket. Talk something about your ankle cap, and you know what I'm saying? You gonna have no kneecap tomorrow. Somebody talk your kneecap right out of your ankle socket. You know what I'm saying? Real stuff. But if you come in with these things on your mind, you might be the person that a person have to look at you like you got these energies and stuff like, because you coming in with the fire, and then you want the extinguisher too. You coming in with the dust particles in the air, but you know what I'm saying? But you want to blow it. You want to make sure that you create the solution too. So you created the problem and solution. You want to come in with the water and be wet, that you come from the pool and stuff, and be in your emotions and stuff, but you want to act like it makes sense, it's practical, and it's air, and you actually dry. You ain't dry, you ain't cooled off and stuff like that. You still wet. You know what I'm saying? This conversation is emotional. Don't try to make it seem like it's logical. I'm saying real stuff. So yeah, get it dry off. Go ahead and air off, cool off a little bit and things of that nature. Sit down. You still wet from the beach. You all your emotions and feelings. So make sure you jumping into situations all clear and airy right now and stuff like that. You'll have a better perspective of what Pluto needs you to do. Shade bird monkey. All right, then we also got Moon square and North Node. So we also got to learn how to react and respond to our spiritual growth, our spiritual path and stuff like that. A lot of y'all might not even know where that's at. You might be like, what's that? You might think you're on your spiritual path or growth, but a lot of times it got something to do with you ain't comfortable right now. You just want to be comfortable. That ain't got nothing to do with nothing but a thought and feeling. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes the most uncomfortable situation that you have ever been in your life was the spiritual path. Everything is in reverse. So keep that in mind. You know what I'm saying? The summer and fall, spring and summer is spiritual heaven, but physical heaven, spiritual hell. The spirit fall in all these chakras and fire and stuff like that and create forms. And that's what y'all like to do. It feel good. Everything is in reverse. When your spirit is suffering, it look like you enjoying yourself down here and stuff like that. But your body be doing transformations and all kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? And then fall and winter is spiritual heaven. But physical hell. So y'all be experiencing all of the physical separation and stuff like that. Y'all don't like when things dry up and expire and stuff like that. But your spirit gets to know how to separate from one form and go into another one. know what I'm saying, physically and mentally and stuff like that, because can't stay in the previous one. If you want shelter, you gotta go create another sheltering system, mentally and physically, and things of that nature. So everything is in reverse, and a lot of stuff that y'all cling on down here that y'all claim is having a good time or being on a spiritual path, a lot of times is a demonic path. You know what I'm saying? So y'all got to be careful of that too. You know what I'm saying? Now look, Moon opposed Venus and Leo. So we got to learn that, your emotional state right now may be very odds, and you might feel highly uncomfortable with love matters. So you're going to be highly looking at love matters right now. Like, well, I have to be comfortable with that before I jump into that circumstance. But here's the thing. If you jump too much into that energy, you ain't going to find no love anyway. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be like, oh, yeah, I got to see this. I got to see that. I got to see that. Whatever you're trying to see ain't even trying to see you. So you got to be careful of that. You got to be careful of that energy right now, too, because a lot of y'all waste time, and y'all will waste time waiting or trying to look for something so you could feel comfortable with participating, and you ain't even gonna be able to participate because you ain't even right in some way, shape, or form. So it's all about self-evaluation and clarification right now, because we see that a lot in the beta male community and the GMO, whatever the generational fashion by the government Monica operations females in today's time. You know what I'm saying? Where it'd be a damaged female be like, wait, well, I'm just gonna sit around and find somebody just that I need, but you're too damaged for that person. And then when it comes into the better male and things of that nature, you know what I'm saying? They'd be like, well, I'm gonna wait till I get this money and stuff like that, and I'm gonna go ahead and just do all this and get the women I want and stuff like that. You ain't gonna get no genuine relationship that way. You know what I'm saying? Any woman that's attracted to you based on the thing that you have in some way, shape, or form is some type of robot. You know what I'm saying? So you need to keep that in mind. That never leads to nothing healthy. So you need to keep that in mind also. You gonna find an interest in a woman that don't care about all the things that you got like that. That you gonna find more interest in a woman that care about your ability. And when you find that, all them other women that you thought you was working hard to prove yourself something for, you ain't even care about none of them. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be somewhere crying at the doorstep of a female that don't even care about all that stuff you got. I'm sad. But for the most part, that's what they got. They got everybody flunked out, not even dealing with themselves first. And then be having in their mind they love interests and what they love interest would need to do. And then we got all these fake witchcraft and love spells and tarot astrology things going on right now, to the point that a person would totally separate their own energies and just totally chalk it up to everything is about everybody else in the world and stuff like that, and nothing wrong with them. And these be the most damaged people. These people be unuseful for themselves and others. They don't even be useful for themselves, but they just be sitting around like, okay, my family or my friend or my love interest, oh, this the reading I got, and well, I gotta wait for them to do this for me to participate in this, and I gotta wait, and this be the most damaged person in the world. If everything was even to be all right and everybody was to change, none of these individuals will want this person though. That's what that person don't ever realize. The person will be lost into these things. But you have to actually go out and experience. Now, for the most part, um, because look, for an example, you might hear an astrologer or somebody say you gotta wait 6 months or something like that, or tarot card or gem store reader say you gotta wait 6 months for something, right? And then you'll be somewhere in your own ego like, yeah, that makes sense. I should wait and do this. That don't stop nobody else in the world. Donald Trump for calling somebody right now and getting the Trump Towers. Somebody else from calling that job you want and getting that job before you. Somebody else taking your love interest. The world do not stop. So when y'all get lost into these things of that nature, this is why y'all be so damaged. Y'all need to understand that these things is not for you for that. These things is for you after you already going through an experience. Once you're already dealing with people and dealing with circumstances, then it make a correspondence. But you got the fake woke community now that before they even go through experiences, they're allowing these things to teach them life. So they're not even going through no experiences. They're making up whatever a reader is telling them on strangers. And at this point, people's own family is becoming strangers. So you could be a person that's fake woke right now. You don't even deal with a family member that way. And you'll be lost into astrology or tarot card, and they'll say something and you'll be like, oh, yup, that's why I don't even deal with that family member. And you like fresh off the tablet generation. You don't have no real interactions with nobody. Do you help anybody pay bills? Is you fucking anybody right now? Is you in any type of deep anything in reality? Do you share business with somebody in reality? Do you know somebody's credit card because you trust them? Like, if you ain't in no situation like that, any energy you tie in astrology or tarot card readings onto is you being lost and you preventing yourself from experiencing life and creating stories in your own mind. And you can't blame the tarot card reader or the astrologer at that point. You know what I'm saying? Especially when it comes to you looking in the mirror when you turn that shit off and start to realize why you not manifesting no money or no relationship or anything of that nature. You know what I'm saying? You gonna get a harsh reality where Saturn at right now. Pisces. La La Land. So if you don't understand you in La La Land, you're not going to be able to utilize Saturn where it needs to be to filter it as a sextile through Uranus and Taurus to be able to make some material or make something a reality that don't have to be a delusion, where what becomes your reality, Saturn and Pisces. See what I'm saying? Now, so you can be lost in these things and see Uranus and Taurus in the world pass by, or you can obtain these things and make it your reality and be a participant in Uranus and Taurus right now with the sextile of Saturn and Pisces. Now, for the most part, we also got moon opposed Venus. So we're going to feel highly uncomfortable with love matters right now, or setting the stage for that to be. Moon opposed Mars. Even when it comes to our passions, motivations, you might start to self-doubt your passions and motivations and feel like you ain't good enough and start to procrastinate again. If you've been bullcrapping for the past 3 years. Moon sextile and Chiron and Aries. For the most part, there's going to be opportunities to feel like you're making mistakes in some way, shape, or form. So if you wash up under the current, you're going to pick anything out the day to feel like you made a mistake about it. And you might start manifesting mistakes throughout the day due to the fact of your flunk brain state. Moon opposed, Venus square North Node in Taurus. Pardon me. Moon square North Node in Taurus. Now, for the most part, this is going to be learning how to love the mission. Learning how to love the step-by-step process. A lot of y'all need to learn how to appreciate the process. And a lot of y'all got mad catching up to do. So a lot of y'all process may be so grassroots that you might not even like that. You might not even think that's the right thing to do at the moment, or think that's punishing area for you. And that ain't something you're supposed to be doing. So you might lead on to doing a shortcut or a monetary gain without thinking that's what that is, a shortcut or a monetary gain. No, you got to go through all that, reap what you sow. And no matter if it take you longer than someone else, more years than someone else, that's so what? You'll go through it. You know what I'm saying? Take care with your responsibilities. Quit trying to separate and go left field with all that accumulation of when you've been going left field that been coming, that's tracking you. And it's on the right of you. And for you to be righteous, you need to look back and take care of your responsibilities, and so you don't have to regret and return and reincarnate and redo a lot of things. Quit trying to run away from what you leaving behind going to the left, because it ain't gonna be nothing but bite yourself in the butt. But for the most part, Venus opposing Pluto in Aquarius, right? So your love matters right now. You feel highly uncomfortable with transforming your love matters. Like you want things to be your way, and things ain't gonna be your way. You know what I'm saying? You need to know that. You either got to change or adjust, or just continue fighting with the universe. And I done told you the universe ain't on your side. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you can listen to fake Christians all you want that turn God into the universe and try to make it seem like it's something you got to listen to or whatever like that. And the universe ain't got shit to do with none of that goddamn shit. The universe is united thoughts. Your form of participating is very small on a percentage scale, because your grandmother or your great-great-grandmother face ain't on no money. So you know you around participants that's agents in the world, that it's like teamwork makes the dream work. So that's the universe. So you could be, it ain't what we do, it's how we do it. But you could be doing it in a very different way. So it would not be supported in some way, shape, or form. So you need to know whether how to change your own circumstance to be a powerful spirit, or just go ahead and be a lapdog for the universe again. And but all that concepts of the universe is in your favor, universe in your way, you will only hear that from damaged individuals. You would never hear that from someone that's already having a way, and you think that you think that they're in a situation that you want to be in. You ain't gonna never hear nobody like Donald Trump talking about no universe. You ain't gonna hear. There's only people who went through some stupid traumatic stuff, especially people like me from the hood and stuff like that. So I'm glad I got out of that. But I ain't never been in no fake witchcraft type stuff and things of that nature. I know everything I got. I had to get up and change my circumstance. I'll be damned if I give that any kudos to no motherfucking universe. Motherfucking universe ain't do shit for me but make me experience some bullshit. If I add any more motherfucking shit to that, I'm a motherfucking fool. I had to get the fuck off my own motherfucking ass to get any motherfucking nickel, any fucking thing. And motherfucking even at the most worst times and shit, you still fucking alone. I will give no motherfucking credit to shit. But me and God is all possibilities, made it possible for me to see another day and not be in that previous situation. Universe wasn't shit. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Universe ain't nothing but a collection of fart clouds that get manifested as people, places, and things that I wake up every day and care less and question did I ask to come here or not. But I'm wise enough to know better that I did ask to come here. No, other than that, the hell with that shit. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we also got Mars square Uranus in Taurus. Learning how to take our passions, motivations, and our desires and create some type of idea to make it make sense that it could be sufficient. You might be too far into the feeling of something or an expression of something and you think it matters more than what it actually matters. So your pride might get hurt during this particular time if your passions don't look practical or earth-like because you lost into it being in Leo. And you have to bring these energies together. And bringing these energies together create 90-degree angles in your own circumstance. You tip over the overflow of the water in your own circumstance. So you witness frustrations. Make healthy frustrations, though. Learn how to take what you expression in your creativity more structured with patience and more crafted in a way that it can be seen more productive. Not just you looking like you attention seeking. Where that could work if Uranus was in another sign. But Uranus is in, goddammit, Taurus right now. So that might not necessarily work with Mars and Leo. You know what I'm saying? You might have to make whatever that you would do, setting the stage for something to be expressed as far as creativity or feeling or something you're prideful about. You have to make it look a little more calculated right now. Not so explosive. Give that fire a fireplace in somebody's bomb-ass living room. You see what I'm saying? Okay, then now we like that Leo campfire. We don't want to be in the actual woods with the campfire all the time, melting marshmallows and stuff. Okay, we tired of hearing bedtime stories and nap time stories and stuff like that, and, you know, scary stories and stuff, melting marshmallows because we all camping and stuff right now. We tired. We want to see something else. Let's go in the living room or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Put that fire in a fireplace and let's enjoy the craft and the art of the door and the gate of the fireplace and the surrounding and the brick of it and stuff like that. And let's see how it slow burns and stuff like that. And what kind of incense we could burn in and stuff like that. Okay, this fire looks more productable. We could put this and broadcast it on the stage somewhere and stuff like that. We like this. We might can sell this fireplace to millions of other homeowners and things of that. Okay, now you making the Mars and Leo substantiated with the little 90-degree angle with Uranus and Taurus, and also with the North Node, your spiritual path, and you learning how to craft your creativity to make it look more productable, and you're also changing a new way to make stability, money, or material for yourself, your family, and for us to look at as an example right now, because that's what the universe wants you to do anyway if you're riding it the way, using it like a bitch, how I do it. You know what I'm saying? Whether motherfucker love you or hate you, and this motherfucker real players make it grit. Rest in peace, Tupac. You know what I'm saying? No, hate me or love me, but the players getting rich. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, yeah, you know what I'm saying? You ain't supposed to be running around thinking about if a person love you or hate you anyway. Who said that's them thoughts and feelings? Those are thoughts and feelings. Last time I checked, before you even before a thought and feeling even count. You got to do something with your body, the organs that they bend in on itself to create. And so if you ain't talking with your voice box, closed mouths don't get fed. If you ain't using something with your hands, your dick and pussy or whatever like that, something that these chakras, your mind be on, and do something with it, we can't do shit with your thoughts and feelings. I'm saying, real stuff. I'll tell you that right now. Can't do nothing until you do something with it. And then you're showing us how it look. Hopefully it looks sustainable, look like a stable table in some way, shape, or form. It look respectable, look trustworthy. Don't look like it's alternative. You know what I'm saying? Don't look like the motive got alternative in front of it. You know what I'm saying? Real stuff. And we also got Mars squaring Jupiter. Learning how to not explode too fast within your experiences and calm, cool, and collected with your creativity and your experiences and your awarenesses and your feelings. Mars trying to Chiron and Aries, if I ain't say this already. The gift, oh no, I said Mars moon sextile. But Mars trying to Chiron and Aries, you got this gift of making mistakes when you're going too far for your passions, motivations, and your desires. If you're trying to do it too much from an individual perspective or a self-centered, selfish perspective, you'll make a mistake. Jupiter, and then we got Jupiter conjuncting the North Node, right? So you're experiencing spiritual growth, whether you like it or not. So any opposing thought to anything that you believed in, and if you're looking at it as negative or whatever like that, you're going through a spiritual growth right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure a lot of people, by the way I talk, they sat there, they probably I believe in aliens right now. So right now, them knowing I ain't on their side in the spiritual world, they're going through spiritual growth right now. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's negative or positive, whenever you going through something of a form you was in and you are aware of another form, negative or positive, that's transformation. That's spiritual growth. So you could cling on to a belief, but you now forced to add other ideas to it because you are aware of other aspects of it or other ideas of it or other perspectives of it, or there's other concepts of it now. So you're forced to update it. So even on a small percentage, because that's what you'll be playing out. As a spirit, you still believe that, but on a small percentage level, you take a little bit of your space and go into a new space and add other awarenesses and accumulate that with that other one, because you don't want to let it go, and you just be walking around a little bit more heavier now, but you know what I'm saying, a little bit more in some guilt, or a little bit more taking offense about something like that. Who gives a fuck about all them thoughts and feelings? But at the same time, just know that's what you're doing as a spirit. Well, I'm saying whether how you filter it as negative or positive. Thank you so much for the donation, Johanna M's. I appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. Real stuff. But yeah, so so y'all got peep game in that too. So it go real crazy in this thingity thing. That didn't even remind me. Oh man, I'm about to say. But other than that, so keep that in mind when y'all start to talk about your spirit and what it's doing heavy loads and heavy lifting and stuff like that, and stuff you ain't even got to carry. Thank you so much for the donation, Andrew Douglas. I appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. Real stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm starting to know a lot of y'all be having like the same names as people and stuff like that. Y'all like every 4 people, they be having the same names and stuff like that. Yay. But when we start to talk about spirit counseling and stuff like that, that's why I always bring up Planet Fitness and stuff like that, because a lot of y'all just be carrying loads, carrying big old fart clouds and weights and stuff like that you don't necessarily need to be carrying and stuff. And a lot of times it be coming from petty energies, petty interactions, petty circumstances, and based upon you not knowing that's the starting point, it accumulates into a bigger fish in a small pond. It don't even be having to be a big problem, but you don't stop it when it be a small problem, and that's when it accumulate. But when it be a small problem, it be something that look like you could sweep up under the rug, and something that's not that invested into as far as energy accumulation. And then it'll be other situations that you're in that same vibration, but experiencing different people, places, and things and events, but it'd be the same vibration. And then when it be that small starting point attaching to that vibration, then it'll play out as an event in your actual life and things of that nature to start to make you feel like things is heavy. But at that time, you only could use the thoughts and feelings at that current state to deal with the situation. You be failing to realize that those first thoughts and feelings accumulation be like last week, be like last month. It be because of vibration you be in and stuff like that. And that a vibration hold on to you. Real, like, and it's like a parasite. And every time we create a fart cloud as a spirit, this is what we all have abilities to do. You give possibilities to awaken another spirit. That's how you got here. You're just a spirit of space, nothing. When a form goes around it, it's always space within space. Each space going to become aware of what's around it, right? So you got two ways to come into existence. You get helped by other spirits, or you become aware yourself. When you become aware yourself, you became aware of your surroundings and made your own fart cloud. When you got help to be aware, you got aware by other spirits interacting that did that, and their fart clouds is just something you got trapped in. It play out in the 1, 2, and 3rd dimension as the people who come down here and teach, and the people who come down here and need mental crutches. The people who come down here and need mental crutches, the reason why they play out victim energies is because, and this is the first thing that they say if they're intelligent down here, like scientists, I didn't ask to be here. Because that's the highest level of the fart cloud, of that side of it. Because these are the individuals that actually got supported to be aware themselves. So that small accumulation start to play out largely. And when it play out largely, right, it play out in their life as always needed assistance. And on the highest degree, these are our scientists, the people who wrote the Bible, the Jewish people, the Masons. So that's why I always say a lot of y'all don't even be having their same insecurities, yet a lot of their prayers only work for people who have those specific insecurities. So when you use their prayers, still barely could rub two nickels together, but see them be able to be in the Pope seat, now you know what I'm talking about. The stuff you're doing only works for them. See what I'm saying? It don't matter how much you believe it. It don't matter how much you can cherry pick. It's good and bad and everything. But when you look at the actuality of something, you will start to see who it worked for and who it doesn't. And who is it talking about and who is it ain't. And if it's not working for you, you're doing something wrong. So you must be helping someone else maintain it, or you're just doing it the wrong way because you have the wrong starting point. Then you have the individuals down here who became aware of themselves. The spirit was in a certain space where the isolation made it move based upon another spirit, another space around it, and based upon isolation itself, but the movement of another spirit, another space, it kind of makes isolation moves too. That's why the only thing is constant is change. And that's how a spirit can become aware of itself based on the interaction of another space and having its own awareness. But us being aware that it's two separate spaces, that creates an awareness itself. But that ability itself is self-awareness. So spirits who come down here with those accumulation mental forms and organs, they come down here as the individuals that teach and things of that nature, regardless if they're in the curriculum the way the shadow government is trying to rock us to sleep. That's why I made that big separation between the large percentage of people on that fart cloud is the scientists. On the opposite end, the people who come down here and become aware of themselves and things of that nature, they're not living in reverse, clinging on to nature or the brain first to explain our existence. They understand metaphorically it's the spirit creating the mind, and the mind condense and make the brain, and these are things that's intertwined. So the brain need the mind, and the mind need the brain, and the spirit is creating these concepts. You see what I'm saying? And therefore, when we come teach that, we have the cobalt minds on the side that I was just explaining, and then you have the gold minds down here, the side that I'm on, and hopefully a lot of y'all that's watching me right now is on, and things of that nature. And therefore, there becomes a head button thing going on right now, because the cobalt mind is good at structure, materializing, and manifesting. The gold mind is just good at imaging, coming as the image and the liking. So when the image come down here and then put some out that can look like an image, the cobalt becomes the liking, the werewolves. Drink it like a vampire, capitalize off of it, and now we got capitalism. Now, Michael Jordan don't have an NBA. Michael Jordan is being paid by the NBA to be Michael Jordan, to influence us to care about the NBA because he's Michael Jordan from our background. You see what I'm saying? So for the most part, you think buying Jordans make you look good, but goddamn it, Nike is on all the receipts. So for the most part, you fail to realize that the cobalt mine, the people that is really in position, we probably don't even know half of their names. They don't jump no basketball shot. No, they don't throw no footballs, do no hoops, nothing. You know what I'm saying? Yet they get an influencer to step that person on there and make them do this on logos and stuff, and then just rock people like us to sleep, and that's it. They keep running the world cobalt mine, and the gold mines keep not understanding how the cobalt think. If the gold mine know how to come down here and take their level of intelligence, creativity, and melt the gold the way the cobalt mines know how to do it, aka know how to capitalize off your own gold, then you could be born with a silver spoon also, and things of that nature. But for the most part, they got everybody living in reverse. So when everybody is living in reverse and things of that nature, we don't know what circumstance to be in. And then for the most part, you're trying to fight for crumbs that look like it's the right way, but it's actually it's reverse, because it's only going to lead you into frustration, trial and tribulation, competing, and we don't need to even be competing with each other and things of that nature. But that's what the energies they got us in and stuff like that. Especially when it comes to the gender wars, they got us male and females, men and women competing with each other, making it seem like that's the right thing, and that's not really the right thing. But at the same time, this is the only way that they're making us think what is right to go about getting the survival mode. Business, entertainment, education, religion, and politics, based upon shelter, security, stability, support, and shelter. So you got to keep that in mind. So it get real tricky out here in the world. But yeah, I think I talked long enough. I gotta get some breath. Oops, you know what I'm saying? Real shit. I wasn't even supposed to be cursing that much on here. I keep forgetting this is the PBS channel. I'm saying, and I got enough energy now, so I gotta go ahead and double on Rumble. You know what I'm saying? Because Rumble, I don't think it's no. Let me not, because it'll be a person still. Let me be quiet. You know what I'm saying? But I already know Rumble is gonna be some content for Rumble. You know what I'm saying? And Rumble ain't had no stuff like that on there, so it's a new thing for Rumble. You know what I'm saying? Real stuff, because I guess it's too extreme for YouTube. You know what I'm saying? So it'll come to ratchet astrology and stuff like that. They're gonna break it down real legit. This is a whole different audience. I'm starting to peep game with the TikTok algorithm too. The TikTok algorithm is a little different. You know what I'm saying? I need some chapstick. It's a little different. You know what I'm saying? Like the algorithm with the right title and stuff like that, it don't matter what you talking about. 1 million views. So I'm like, I was saying, what's going on right here? Because I lost my TikTok password. So I got on my phone, and then and all I had to do was type in click on the email. I didn't know all I had to do was click on the email, because I couldn't remember the password for my life depending on it. So then getting back on it on the other phone so I could have it on both phones again. And then I start seeing the little algorithms and stuff. I'm like, what the heck is this? Like, even though it's little dumb stuff, it keep like, all I see is a whole bunch of people doing cartwheels from tree to tree and stuff like that. They got some strong kneecaps. You know what I'm saying? Like, I see this, like, they like live in video games and stuff like that. I seen one dude jump from one roof to another roof, jump down on a tree, did about 10 backflips, jumped on a car, then jumped back on another tree and got back on a roof. I was like, that's it. There's some different stuff going on right now. I don't know if this is real or not like that, but about 2.5 million views. I'm like, oh, okay, this algorithm different. You mean to tell me I can make an astrology video about something like this? You know what I'm saying? Like, I make that title real quick. Throw an astrology video on there real quick. 2.5 million views. You know what I'm saying? Don't let my mind get to thinking about Uranus and Taurus and all that other stuff. I'll sell it now, but yeah, I don't know, my mind going crazy right now, but I'm gonna be chilling out. But I'm gonna get real productive. I'm in the studio right now. I've been out of productivity for the past week, struggling. Even a few times y'all seen me get online, man, I forced myself. I'm saying I don't like people. I don't like the people who see me sweat and stuff like that, and weird fart cloud energies in the world. People making speculations and stuff like. Nah, I like to make it seem like I'm all right. I'm all right. I'm saying real stuff, but yeah, I love all y'all from the bottom of my heart. Y'all still keep y'all spirits protected and stuff like that, and that I'm feeling well and stuff. You know what I'm saying? I can get back on track and get my mind together. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully y'all get y'all mind together, and we just all going with the flow. And make sure y'all going with the flow from a spiritual perspective, because everything is water current, everything is vibrations, everything is what they call that in waves. I don't give a damn if they talking about electromagnetic fart clouds and stuff. I bet you it's an electric wave. I don't care if they talking about sound and music or whatever. I bet you it's a sound wave. I don't care if you went to the beach. Water waves. You know what I'm saying? Air waves. You know what I'm saying? The airplanes float through the airwaves. All that. Water playing out in different atmospheres. We got the holy knowledge. That's it. We got the God knowledge. It don't go no further than that. It don't go no further than that. You know what I'm saying? We make it simple. Real simple for the world. We ain't confused down here. God don't make us battly. That's it.